What's up, everybody? It's Fireman here, and I'm about to give you guys an top speed tune. This is gonna be the requested one that a few of you guys requested. This is gonna be an engine swapped Shelby GT350R. I know I've done this one before. I must have done it on a different Shelby. I must have gotten another one or something like that. I don't have the tune for it for some reason. I do remember doing it before though. I honestly can't remember what the original one was. It was like it must have been like 240, maybe 250 at max. So, but with this one, with the engine swap that we just got with it, it's pretty good, honestly. It's not good for with NOS, but this is gonna be just without NOS. This is gonna be a straight up top speed tune for the engine swap. It's a 273 tune. It's the best I've gotten out of it so far. Getting 274 would take a lot of tweaking in the suspension probably, and a little bit of tweaking uh, in the transmission. But for the transmission, which I'll once I get to it, it's a little bit different than how I normally do it because it's kind of I wouldn't say exactly in a flip or engine swap, however you want to call it, engine flip or a transmission flip, but it's something like that. But going to the transmission, if you guys noticed the suspension, my bad. If you notice that the suspension is kind of the same how it is on the C4. Don't know why, but it works on this. It helps out a lot with a standard suspension that I've been normally putting onto a lot of my cars. This will not take the turn whatsoever. If you take a regular suspension tune that I have previously done, either the 40 and 30 on the expansion and compression for the dampering ratios, it will spin out if you have it equal on both of them. But if you add what I have here, it'll be just fine. So for the ride height or body height, whatever you call it, all the way down, front and rear, and throttle bar, I have it at 5 and 8, just to be able to give it more stability in the rear, because the rear will kick out if you don't have enough stability. The compression is a mixture of how a few of my tunes are that I've been doing lately for suspensions. So you want 40 on the front, 26 in the rear. Expansion is going to be 30 in the front, 36 in the rear. The natural frequency, I have it at 3.50 in the front and all the way down in the rear. The the front, I think you can mess with it a little bit. Like you can move it to the left or right by a little bit, but I wouldn't bring it all the way down. I have a feeling if you bring it all the way down, it may actually cause the car to spin out a little bit more, because the front end will dip down a little bit more in the turn, and it may cause the rear to like raise up, and that's what might be causing it to spin out. But with it being this high, it doesn't have that problem whatsoever. Um, Going over to the camber, 1.2 in the front, 1.5 in the rear. Once again, just to give it more stability. But what I think definitely helps out the stability a lot in the turn is the toe. Lately, I've been just putting this on a lot of the cars I've been doing lately just to see if it does help it out, which it does a lot. Believe me, it does. So yeah, you want it toe in, I believe it is. Yep, you want the toe in, 0.11 on the front, and toe out 0.11 also on the rear. So you want out on the rear, in on the front. Going over to the transmission, with the transmission, as before, it's more of it's kind of like a transmission flip, but not how it was back in GT6. I don't even know how well it was on GT Sport. But for this one, what you want to do before you mess with the top speed is you want to take your final gear, bring it to 2.354, and once you bring it to 2.354, take your top speed, bring it to 680, because that'll get you guys up to it'll get your gears up to what you need to be, specifically for fifth gear mainly. But I did mess with a lot of the gears except for first. If you guys want to lengthen out first, you can. But on a rolling start, you'll be starting in second gear, which is, in my mind, just perfectly fine because you're not spinning tires as often as you normally would. But it doesn't spin tires that often. Off a dead start, I don't know, but off a rolling start, it will spin tires a little bit in second, a decent amount in second. And as you guys see in the video, it'll spin a little bit in third gear when you shift in the third, but it won't do it no more. But for second gear, you should be able to match what I have here. So for second gear, you want to bring it to 2.026. For third gear, you want it to be at 1.320. Fourth gear, and this is where I was doing the fine tuning on it. Fourth gear, you want it at 0.879. Now, if you guys are not able to match exactly what I have for fourth gear, primarily on the right side, if the right number is not reading 458, match that. If you match that, you should be able to hit the 273. If you're just a little bit above it or a little bit below it, you might not hit the 273. I did try this at 5, where it read, what was it? It was 463. If not, it was 453. If not, it was 453. One of the two. I'm pretty sure it was 463 on the rightmost number, and it went the same speed, but it couldn't keep that well of a speed in the turn. Like it would bring it down to like 2 mile per hour, but with this, it actually wants to be up to 273 in the turn, but it'll be 272. Fifth gear is primarily for the NOS, which is the 290 which I'm honestly completely shocked. I thought that with how much horsepower this has, it would hit 300 easily with NOS, especially in the fact that it goes 273. Typically, a lot of the cars can go about 20 to 25 mile per hour faster than what they normally would with NOS, but for some reason, this is one car that's an exception for that, which, as I said before, I'm kind of shocked, but then again, a lot of the cars are becoming more unique in their tunes, so. But with fifth gear, you want it to be 0.825, reading at 488 on the right side number. Once again, like with fourth gear, if fifth gear is not reading exactly what you're seeing on here right now for the rightmost number, match the rightmost number. But you guys should be matching what I have right now. And for sixth gear, I have it to 548 just to match the 8, like the 458 and the 488. I kind of matched that just to see if it'll mess with the drafting gear. But sixth gear is primarily for drafting, like I usually do. And yeah, with that, hope you guys got that written down wherever you guys normally do for this. I'll hop out to the truck to show you guys how it runs. As I said before, you'll start off in second gear off of the with me being in manual, I can get away from the spinning of the tires. In second gear, I think it spins tires not bad, but I think it shifts. I think it spins tires a decent amount, not a whole lot, enough to where you're gonna spin out immediately. But I think if you're running like with what I'm doing, if you're running manual, you should be able to just shift into third gear, and it'll just kick it out. It'll just kick into the once it kicks into third gear, it should give you more grip and give you more acceleration. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. But you'll reach about 276. Previously, when I had it stretched out the fourth gear by a little bit, it'll go to 277, but you still only hit the 273. It'll stick to 273 throughout the whole time. With the turn, it can get to the bottom if you're running NOS. I would be skeptical on going to the bottom. And when I mean bottom, I mean like the bottom length that I'm in like right now. Like if you try to get to the very bit bottom, I have a feeling it may spin out. But it is comfortable in mid to top, which is no surprise. But it can go down down to the bottom, as you see here. It is slightly skeptical, but it doesn't feel like it's gonna break. Like it doesn't feel like it's gonna kick out easily. But I would not try to like force it. Just see if it'll go down there. If you guys can get it go down there, try shifting up with your not shifting up, but try messing with your front tires. So I'm rocking the sports hards that definitely come with it. There is nothing that I did with the, like, I guess you could say cosmetics, but with like the rear diffuser or anything like that. I have the little like side skirts, I guess you could say, if you guys can see it. I did have that, but I took them off because it doesn't seem like they did anything at all. It has a natural diffuser on it, so I think that's why it's able to go this fast. But if you can't add a rear diffuser to it, I mean, if you can, it's most likely in the fact that you can do the wide body. But I'm not going to do it for this just to be safe, because wide body does slow the majority of cars down by 2 miles per hour, unless you get a good tune to make it go faster, or the same speed that you were doing before. So yeah, as you can see there, the whole 273 strong all the way through. I don't know how easily it'll shift. So you guys are having a problem, and it is shifting into 5th gear with this. I would just lengthen out 4th gear. It's about 271, I think it is. If not 272 is when it gets in the red line. But I don't know when it actually shifts in automatic. So if you guys are having that problem, just lengthen out 4th gear, and you guys will only be going like 272, maybe 271 if that. But yeah, as I said before, the 5th gear is going to be strictly for NOS, which will go to 290. But I'm not gonna. If you guys want me to post it, I can. But this is the tune that will give you both the 273 and 290 with NOS, so you guys don't have to worry about making a new transmission and stuff like that. But yeah, with that, it'll be the end of the video. So if you guys like the video, hit the like button. Also subscribe for more videos. I'm posting right now every Tuesday. If I have the time, I'll have a video posted on Friday. But as of right now, I'm gonna be busy for a little while on Fridays. So I'll be posting at least on Tuesdays. I might swap it to Mondays and Thursdays for a little bit starting next week. I might do that. I may not. So you guys will be able to tell if I post it on next Monday or not. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, post them in the comments below. Also, if you guys want to see me do any other cars I haven't done previously, post them in the comments below. Also, with that, let me know if you want me to do an engine swap of it, if I haven't done it yet, if it does have an engine swap. And let me know if you guys want me to do a NOS or no NOS tune for that car that you want me to post, because I can do this. I can make it like where I can do the transmission to where it can go a specific speed without NOS, and then build build a final gear to make it where it'll be able to hit a good speed in NOS for a NOS tune. So yeah, that way you guys can just get both both types of tunes. But yeah, if you guys want me to do something like that, post down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next video.